Hello Total War Gamers, my name is Deacon and welcome to another episode in Deacon's Diaries. And yeah, I'm still in my wheelchair, still walking with crutches, and next week Friday I have an appointment in the hospital to make new x-ray pictures, and should it appear that the leg is still broken, then I'm just going to continue being very careful with the leg and the new operation and all the metals being put in. But should it say that it's actually back joining together, I'm going to request a CT scan to make a 3D impression of what's really happening on the inside. Because the previous time when they congratulated me that I could walk without crutches, it was in fact still broken and all the metals were bent and broken as well. So I'm not going to fall for that again. I'm just hoping that indeed it is going to be all back in place and healed up, so I can go back to learning how to walk properly again. So I'm hoping for that. And then I can also go back to physiotherapy and making sure that I walk straight and well, move my hips in the right way and so on. So that's one thing. The second thing, I'm actually in this nursery home or in this recovery home, because when I went into this second operation I was already in a burnout, because 6 months long I had been suffering tremendous pain in this leg. If you break this bone, it's one of the most painful pieces of bone in the body that you can break. And I wasn't aware of how much pain I was actually enduring. I was also not taking any painkillers anymore because I thought it was making me very drowsy. Turned out it was actually the ADHD medicine that was making me drowsy. But no, I didn't take painkillers, and it slowly just burnt me out. And I went into this second operation already, I think I was away from home for 6 weeks before they operated me again. And then I came out, I lost a lot of blood, so I had to recover from that. So I still have an energy problem, and I'm trying to cope with that. And sometimes I'm more easily stressed because I have lower energy, but then the stress keeps me awake at night, and I wake up the next morning tired. So that gives a dynamic that's rather hard to cope with. Today I went to the zoo with my 3 children and my wife and a friend, and it's probably the most intense day that I've spent since coming out of the hospital, or even since this operation happened, which is like now 4 weeks ago. So I do have ADHD medication that I usually don't take, but because I wanted to enjoy my children, I did take it today in three installations, three rounds of medication, early, halfway, and later on the day. But it does give a rebound effect. So the rebound is happening like now. So if I'm a little bit drowsy, well, that's probably thanks to the dexamfetamine, which some of you may know. Anyway, I'm tired of this day, but it's been so long since I've done a diary, so I thought, like, what the heck, I have to record something. I'm also out of pre-recorded stuff. I had loads of recordings still on my hard drive. I still have a lot of multiplayer in Warhammer 2 that I only saved as replays, that I need to do commentaries on so I can upload them, because I'm going to upload each and every battle that I've done. I'm going to upload it to YouTube, so you can really follow my progression in terms of the quality of gameplay. But it's going to take some time before I end up doing all that. It's just that right now I have to record new stuff before I can throw stuff back up onto the web, even when I'm tired, because I have many days that I'm too tired to record anything, but then fortunately I still have done stuff that I pre-recorded that kind of still upload, but not anymore now. On the other hand, I really like to offer content variation on my channel. So I've been doing Warhammer 2 stuff, Warhammer 1 still. This is pre-recorded stuff that I'm uploading with the Dirt 2 campaign, of which I've done the last uploads today, and I'm still going to publish them, but they're ready for publishing. But I do Arena, I do Warhammer 2 multiplayer, Mortal Empires, the Vortex campaigns, and then there's Third Age Total War that I do Linden, Dolamroth and Rohan in. We also have Empire Total War, where we play United Provinces and then Great Britain and Napoleon. I do not have any campaigns going in other mods like I'd like to play the Tullys in the Game of Thrones mod, and I'd like to play the Sundering and then the Faction of Avalorn, because I think playing the Sundering in comparison to the Vortex campaign, it makes for nicer comparisons. So that's also a reason why I want to keep playing the Vortex and Warhammer 1 and Warhammer 2, to be able to just kind of review things and make up my mind about stuff. Also, yeah. So that. But there's stuff that I would like to do. I would like to get into a Terminus campaign in a submod for Attila Total War. I'd like to do Divide et Impera for Rome 2. And I'd like to I'd like to start another Mortal Empires campaign with Ungrim Iron Fist, and but I'm also stuck into the campaigns I already got going. And actually, the most limiting factor right now is not so much what I can record, but usually what I can upload, because the upload speeds are rather limited in this recovery home where I am right now. And I organized for them to have a free new router and increased upload and download speeds by 5 times. So it's going to be 5 times faster, both upstream and downstream, starting December 1. And I'm not even sure if I'm still going to be here. So I purchased another phone provider, a phone new subscription model with unlimited 4G internet, but it gives me free. It's all free, but I get every day. I get 5 gigabytes to upload or download, and then I have to replenish with 1 gigabyte for free that I can replenish each and every time. I just need to press buttons. But I spent like half a day. The mid-game video for Dirt 2 in Warhammer 1. That is actually 3 hours of gameplay that I recorded when I just got here. I was playing, having fun, and I just kept going without pausing. So I have a 3 hour straight recording of all the mid-game that I did with Dirt 2, and it was like 50 gigabytes. So go figure. I pressed that button probably 45 times just to get it uploaded, and it's still limiting. So I can do, but if you've seen my uploads increase, is because I've been swapping around with regular uploads and then sitting behind my desk with my mobile phone, pressing buttons to quickly upload a couple of episodes just to get more uploads per day done. But then still the result is kind of mediocre. If I would be at home with my glass fiber unlimited, I would do a lot more than I can ever do in these conditions. So. But then I would have more distractions, because then there's a wife and children and so on. So I don't know where I'm ever going to end up at or with. Probably I will have like an average of 4 uploads per day, 7 days of the week, something like that. And then of course you see some YouTubers do uploads of campaigns twice or thrice a week, and some campaigns once a week. I don't know where I'd have to go. Right now I like to have more variation and show more of the different campaigns and gameplay that I like to do and that I'm able to do, and maybe make it also educational for viewers or entertaining. And in that respect, I'm also I'm happy that there are quite a big number of new subscribers here. So I've been gaining subs, particularly last 2 weeks or so, at an increasing rate, which is nice and fun. So if you're a new subscriber, welcome. Thanks a lot for joining here. But I'm very curious what brought you here, which are the campaigns you're particularly interested in, and there's some ways for me to measure in terms of comments and in terms of minutes spent per video or likes, engagement, that kind of stuff. But there's no more obvious way for me to learn from you or about you or why you're here or what you'd like. If you simply send me an email, my email address is on the info page. If you click on the button, you can drop into my Discord. I'm setting up also Facebook and Twitter pages for the channel, just to be able to interact and make it more easy for people to interact with me in their preferred way. But believe me that I really like to hear. I have a Steam group set up as well that we occasionally used to organize games with. Just being friends in Steam makes it a lot easier to team up in Warhammer 2 multiplayer. So that's that. And but also do friend me if you're an arena player. I get a lot of viewers on arena as well, but very little interaction out of the arena play. It's also in games, multiplayer games in Warhammer always give me a little chat conversation. Arena chat hardly ever happens, or if it does happen, it's about well, if you play arena, you're gonna know what I mean. It's more about the game and what doesn't happen, what you would like people to do, or like friendly fire and so on. So yeah, I've shortened all my recordings because I'm still limited in upload speeds. There's a limit. Before I was doing like 3/4 of an hour or an hour often, and those are lengths that I enjoyed making, just an hour straight. It's just that if I record an hour now, it's just going to take so long for a video to upload that I'm bringing everything down to 30 minutes. And the Linden Rush campaign was around 20-25 minutes already. That's the only exception that I'm going to keep. And then multiplayer battles are just as long as they are. Arena, I used to do 2 battles and record them subsequently. I've got that back to a single battle, just to make for shorter videos, not because I don't like to make more lengthy content, but because I want to be able to continue uploading multiple videos per day. So I hope you can bear with that. If you have any opinion or you would like me to do longer videos but fewer ones, if you're a subscriber, I'd really like to hear from you and to get your advice in that respect, just from your own personal point of view. It doesn't have to be like a professional YouTube opinion, just your taste or your preference. And that's one way that you could help me with. The other things is I like to do 3 versus 3 players in Warhammer 2. It gets kind of laggy sometimes, but even if it does, it slows down the speed and it's still very playable. The replays are at regular speeds, but the extra time that you get for issuing your commands and reviewing the strategic play of the game, I don't think it's very bad. I only dislike the lag when my commands aren't executed instantly or when abilities are delayed, that kind of stuff. So with heavy lag, you do sometimes get some ability delay, but not always. So for me, the 3 versus 3 battles are lots of fun. I get to team up with more friends. And also, those friends usually do come back and watch those videos, share with their friends, and I think for me it's probably the most gratifying experience in the whole multiplayer experience. And I do like 1v1s if you're, how I'd say, I like to try builds and crazy things, just creative stuff for the fun of it, not out of competitive gameplay. I don't need to necessarily create all-round builds that can win any battle. I don't care. I just want to have fun, and I do have interest, of course, in strong builds. But for me, the fooling around and the clowning around with builds and trying stuff on each other is just as fun. So that's another fun part. If you want to do 1v1s just for scraps, hit me up. You know, I'm always for it. It's just the only thing that limits me is my energy, and that limits my time, my play time. And then, of course, because I do want to keep variation, at the start when I came here, I did these incredibly long recordings, like the Dirty campaign, without any expectation of when I was ever going to be able to upload them. I was just going, what the heck, I'll record everything. And now I'm actually managing to do uploads, so, and now I try to keep variation in content. I've been doing, there were a couple of days that I only played multiplayer, and then I think in 3 or 4 days I recorded 50 games. That went very fast, and then that was the only thing I was doing. But right now I want to do a couple of multiplayer games. I want to do at least 1 arena game every day, and then 2 or 3 campaign series, whatever it is that needs a new update. And then for me, playing, I've played thousands of hours in Medieval 2. So, and it keeps me coming back, so it's obviously gratifying. but for example, Mortal Empires is new and fresh, and I'm also enjoying that. I think it's a more flat game compared to either the Vortex or the Old World. But yeah, it's gonna obviously. If I wasn't playing any other campaigns, I would shed a lot more hours into Mortal Empires right now. But I'm gonna keep it split across the different things that I'm doing. But if you're a multiplayer player in Warhammer 2 and you want to help out, then what you could do is organize 3 versus 3s, get 5 players together, and then add me in as a 6th when you know that I'm online and available. Because just organizing 5 players together and the waiting time is, for me, it's quite a hassle. I'm usually right in the middle of something else, but I can quit a recording and proceed the gameplay after doing a multiplayer battle. So then I just need to edit the video, but that's not such a big deal. So if anyone wants to help out organizing 3 versus 3, that'd be great. And of course, the top side of that is you're going to be able to review and share with your friends precisely those battles that you were in. So that's one thing. Another thing is I'm playing around with artwork on my channel. If you've seen the new banner, for example, I have a friend that is also helping me in that respect. But there's always more, and I'm prone to doing shorter campaigns. I have a couple of review campaigns going that I plan to do like 5 sessions for, like 2.5 hours, and then see what people really like. Because, for example, Masnamundi and Queek Headtaker, they receive half the views that Tyrion and Durtu and Marathi are doing right now. So if people aren't really enjoying those, I could just call it quits. It's a review campaign. We've reviewed some of the features of the game. 5 sessions long. It's quite long, a lot longer than a single review video. So that I think is like good quality content, but then I could stop there and do another review campaign. But creating unique artwork for very short campaigns of only 5 sessions or so, it's rather capital intensive in terms of money and time and so on. So if you're a talented graphical designer and you're wanting to help out with some fun thumbnails for those shorter campaigns, then you're very welcome to help out in that respect as well. There's another thing, and that is I'm setting up this Steam group that I mentioned. I have a Discord group, but I'm not very familiar with Discord, not with bots and how to set roles and moderating and so on. So if you're an experienced Discord user and you're a subscriber to my channel and you want to help out, that's one of the ways you could help out as well, and I'll gladly get you involved. And finally, I have my own mod in Medieval 2, a submod for Third Age Total War, that I've been working on since 2016. It's basically, where it stands, it's kind of finished. I need to do a write-up on the welcome screen, and I think it's done. And maybe how do you explain it? I have high standards if it comes to that kind of stuff. So when there's a new unit that I created and it doesn't have an overview picture, but there's this Rome 1 peasant in there, I'm not going to release anything until I made a picture there. I'm not even going to play it myself until I have a picture in there. So, but there's at least, I know there's one more unit that needs a picture, which is, it's silly because it's not much work. But those are 2 things that I still need to do. Then it's very playable, and I don't even know from the top of my head what it brings. It brings working hot seat campaigns with aging generals, so you can control all the elves or all the Northmen or all the Dunedain, for example. There's unique strategy models. There's quite a number of unique units. There's also area of recruitment units. There's new armor upgrades. There's tons of things that I did just for my own enjoyment. But multiple people already asked me why didn't you upload it as an available mod? I have no idea, because just, well, one thing I think is it's for my own enjoyment. The second thing is what I've done is I've downloaded tons of mods for Medieval 2, and then kind of picked incredible amount of mods apart for kind of scraps and pieces that I wanted to use. So it's an impossible job right now because I've done this early 2016. I don't even recall what I took from where. I could never ask permission to any of the particular developers from mod teams that did certain parts. I wouldn't know anymore. On the other hand, there's so much that is it's already out there that people already made, that if they would want to claim copyright and say, okay, give me credits for this or that, with all pleasure, I would give everyone every credit. It's just that for me to remember from the top of my head what came from where, that I don't know anymore. But then still, I doubt it's a reason to not make it available to public. So I want to eventually launch it on Total War Center. But the other thing is, I've mostly modded only the good factions, and there's a couple of factions that I didn't give any attention because they don't interest me, like all the evil factions. And there's some map issues. I think I used one of Firestarter's maps that's also in massive overall Submod 1.7 from the top of my head. That has some river crossings that the AI thinks they're crossable, but they're not. So they will place armies there and they'll just sit there. So that's a map issue that I can't fix because I don't map. Oh, okay. When I started, I couldn't mod anything at all, but I haven't done any. I have done some map adaptations as well. I don't know yet how to fix it. Let's put it that way. And since I'm recording now, I'm not going to go back into heavy modding. So any modders that would like to join and make those last couple of fixes or changes or well, expand on that mod, they would obviously be welcome to. So that's the fourth way that you could help me out, or fifth actually. So one is you're a subscriber, give me feedback what you like to see. Second is organize 3 versus 3s in Warhammer 2. Third is if you're a graphic designer, maybe you would like to help out with artwork. Fourth is moderating channels. Fifth is modding in Third Age. So that's that. And well, if you're still here, this is a 22-minute video, the most lengthy ones that I've recorded so far. But then again, it's way overdue. I wanted to do this every week, and I think the last edition came out 2 weeks ago or so. I don't know. Cheers to all of you. I hope you're liking the content. If so, one way to give your appreciation is to put a like on this video and let me know you appreciate seeing my face, hearing my thoughts about things, and also my ideas. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next time.